Okay, I'm already going to start with tip number 1. It's called get a job you enjoy. Sounds simple. You've heard of this, right? But let's think about this again. Just think about, like, I know how difficult it can be, especially when it's your first job after graduation, that you can actually really make sure you get a job you enjoy. Or maybe think about, maybe you don't know yet what is it that you really like, or your kids don't know yet what kind of job they would enjoy. But with every experience, it's like a filter. You're also getting closer to understanding what is it that you like and that you really enjoy. Maybe it is just that it's not about the job. Maybe it's something else in the environment of the company culture. You would need a different manager, different co-workers. Maybe you just want to change into a different department inside the company. Think about what is it that could make you happier, that could make you enjoy that job even more. Because the majority of our life, let's be honest, we spend it in our job. So try to find a way on how you can really find a job that you really enjoy. Okay.
Which is different from finding a job you absolutely love.
Yes.
Because those are two very different things. And one is harder than the other.
Exactly. Okay, next one. Tip number 2. Wow, there's so many people here now. Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
Number 2. Smile. Smile and the world smiles with you. As you know, I'm basically focused on the science of happiness and well-being. So there's a lot of research out there that really shows that when you smile, your body actually sends out the right signals and hormones that even like your brain at one point feels happier and more positive. So if you smile and you smile at someone, see, it automatically happened. Maria had to smile back. And I'm not like kidding. This is actually biology. For the majority of the people, it works. You smile and see the world will smile back automatically. Or at least this is also like the best first impression at a networking event, socializing event. You have an interview, you meet a new client, a new potential partner, your colleague. Start with a smile.
Who doesn't like people who smile? Like everybody likes to smile.
Exactly. I know sometimes in different cultures, you want to keep more neutral way of looking, sure. But just think about it and see of, as I just said, like it has a lot of like really positive benefits. Smile and the world smiles with you or smiles back at you, and see how does it make you feel. Is it something positive? Then start implementing it in your life. Doesn't cost you money, doesn't cost you a lot of time. You can do it while being on the subway, while being on the phone. Even through the phone, salespeople get trained to smile because on the other side of the phone, the person will actually hear it, although they don't see you.
Sure.
Okay,
maybe
tip.
On Zoom doesn't work, but
no, I'm sure on Zoom it works too. I'm trying it, Clovis. See, even there
I'm
worked.
saying like, yeah. Okay, good. All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
Number 3.
Yeah.
Thanks for the smile. I just tried to send out a smile and you smiled back. So thank you for being a positive people.
Okay, you're welcome.
Kamir said maybe it doesn't work on Zoom. With Rajni, it works too.
On camera, it works. Yes, for sure.
Yes. Okay, tip number 3. And now I'm combining 2 older ladies now. One said, be kind to everybody. The other one said, be nice to everybody. I think being kind and being nice can be different. And again, I want to inspire you and you decide whether you agree with this advice and you want to follow this or if you disagree. It's up to you, right? So one lady said, be kind to everybody. And I think, I know some people like, they read the Bible, and I think it's even written in the Bible. But it's up to you. I was just asking myself, and I spoke with my friend about this recently. How do you want to be treated by people? Do you, even if you don't like the person, do you at least want, can you mute please? Do you at least want to be treated in a kind and nice way by other people? Well, then I would suggest also treat other people in a kind and nice way, right? If you want to believe in the Bible or in karma or in the law of attraction, whatever it is. But I think like if I want to be treated kindly and nicely, I might want to also treat other people in a kind way and in a nice way. So I think kindness goes even beyond, like having a big heart is something that being kind means for me. Being good and kind to other people, doing something good for others, even if they're not my favorite people in the world. So this other lady said, be nice to everybody. And again, you may disagree with me, but yeah, Matilda, I also think being kind and nice can be so different. So you decide. Being nice to someone, and this goes back on how I actually got raised from my parents. So in Eastern Germany, also because it used to belong to the Soviet Union, so it used to be a normal value. It was a way how they raised the children, that even if you don't like a person, at least you can say hello. You can say, maybe have a short small talk, and at least say hello, even if you don't really like the person. Just be nice and polite. It's a normal manner. And again, this is how I just got raised. So that's why I thought, yeah, be nice to everybody makes sense. And again, I'm not saying you have to become friends with the person, you have to become WeChat and Facebook friends. No, but I think at least we can be nice to everybody. Number 4, and we can discuss about this, whether you agree or not, what the older ladies said for this advice. So now, number 4, take more time to enjoy your life. And guys, I can tell you this, I've been working so hard to build up my own company here in China. So yes, I'm a workaholic, but I'm really starting to enjoy my life more. And it takes a bit of time to have this shift of still working hard and doing the best for your clients, but also trying to find a way of how you can do something good for yourself and to enjoy yourself. Actually, I tell you something crazy. It may not sound crazy, but it felt really, really awkward for me. Last Saturday, like 10 days ago, I went to a massage. It's not a habit for me yet, going for a massage. I know it sounds simple. It's not the most expensive one, but I've never been to a massage for more than 1 hour. So last Saturday, 10 days ago, I went to this massage place and I booked 2 hours. Sure, I actually enjoyed it, right? It was relaxing, but I tell you this, like going there to do this for 2 hours was really like, okay, you actually deserve it. Why don't you just like go and do it, right? And actually it was nice. It was really nice and I enjoyed it. So try to find of how you actually enjoy your life and what feels good and right for you. So tip number 4 was take more time to enjoy your life. Even if you work hard, even if you don't have a lot of money, that does not, enjoying life does not have to cost money. There's so many other ways. For me, it could also be, for example, just like having a few hours where I don't work, or me going dancing. It doesn't have to cost any money, right?
Or sleeping.
Or sleeping, right? Find your way on how you can enjoy your life.
Sure.
Tip number 5, then I'm going to hand it over to Maria. That's a really, really important one. And I was just talking about it in my morning habit program and also with a friend recently. Try to love, not hate. Love is the highest frequency out there. Remember Romeo and Juliet, right? Juliet, I just thought about it a few days ago. I know it's a story from Shakespeare, right? But Julia woke up because of love. There's fairy tales where because of the kiss and the love of the prince, the princess woke up because of her sleep. Okay, these are stories, but just think about it. I know there's people we don't like, they did something bad, but is there a way of firstly we can forgive ourselves, not hate ourselves, forgive other people, not hate them. You don't have to like them, but find a way of how we can forgive each other and how we can find a way of how we can love ourselves more and other people. I had a friend in Germany, a very, very good friend of mine. And he says, I love you, a man. He says, I love you to his friends. And he even told me, Janine, I'll say it to you. And he started saying it to me. And it made me feel good, like a lot. But he even said it to his male friends. A man who says, I love you to his male friends. But guys, let's be honest, it takes a lot of courage to even say, I love you to your boyfriend, to your girlfriend, husband, wife. Some cultures are not used to saying, I love you. I mean, my mom, she's Russian. So I actually taught my mom to say, I love you. It took some time. And I cannot be mad at her that she didn't say it because from her cultural background, she was not used to it. And if you don't learn about it somewhere else, how would you think about it? And nowadays we say, I love you to each other, and it feels wonderful and amazing. I slowly started to say, I love you to a few friends. And although we're not boyfriend, girlfriend, but only because I value these people a lot. Yes, it's not easy. So with one of my friends, it was his birthday on Monday. And I decided, because I didn't have a lot of time, maybe I didn't have the courage. It was before the Monday morning motivation call when I called him. And although it was his birthday, I didn't tell him this, that he knows how much I appreciate him, how much respect I have for him. But I didn't say the words. And then later in the evening, I recorded a video telling him lots of other nice things. And I also said that I actually have a lot of love for him. I didn't say I love you, but at least I started using the word of love until I can get to the next step, that I have the courage and I just say, I love you. Because it doesn't always have to be like boyfriend, girlfriend to say, I love you. Just take it as an inspiration. Maybe have the courage, try it out, see how it makes you feel, how it makes other people feel. Because love is the strongest frequency, the strongest emotion out there. And we should spread more love, not only happiness, also love. Amen. Okay, that's enough for me now. I'm handing it over to amazing Maria.
You get the power and you get the switch.
Okay.
All right. So let's to flip this around.
Right.
Wait.
Picture.
Ask to get random pictures on a Monday morning.
Yes.
All right. So those the 5 things from Janine's side. I'm gonna add my 5, and this is by no means like a complete list. We really look forward to seeing what you guys maybe want to add to this list. But so tip number 6 from me, that from these people who have way more experience than I do, is those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind.
Ooh, that's a challenging one.
It is, and that's I like because of the phrasing. What does that mean? The people who mind, which means the people who are going to judge you, the people who are going to criticize you, most of the time don't matter in the long run. Because if you're doing the things that you're passionate about, if you're doing the things that you feel are good for yourself, the fact that other people are going to criticize you, it's not going to change anything. I know it's easier said than done, but those people who are always stopping you, like making you think that you're not good enough, those are the people who don't matter because they're not supporting you. And we talk very often about having a community or having people around you that are good for you because they can support you and inspire you and encourage you. And if you have people in your life that are not like that, then maybe it's time to think about what value are these people bringing to me. And if they're not bringing any value, then maybe you do want to rethink your relationship with them, because having people who constantly put you down, it's so much harder to get things done. And that's why we started Monday Morning Motivation, because we wanted to have people who can support each other, I can help each other.
Uplift you.
Exactly. And that is so important for having a balanced and decently happy life. It's not easy to get, but it's a good first step into getting a better environment for yourself.
Yes.
So that's number 6. Number 7 is, yes, I almost forgot. How could I ever? Number
You're
7, I know exactly. I'm like, this is like my thing. Make time for what's important. If you ever heard me speaking about anything, I'm probably speaking about time management and productivity. But this is not just about that. It's about the idea that the time we have is limited, both in the day and on this earth. Like, there's no 2 ways about it. We all have limited time here. And I think that what is very valuable from people who are older than us, they got to experience a lot of things. And so they can tell us that time goes by very quickly. And if you don't make the time for what you think is important, nobody will for you. So Janine said before, make time to enjoy life. And that's extremely important, because we don't just want to go through life being miserable and just thinking about work or things we have to do and never get to enjoy things. And at the same time, other things might be important to you. And if you don't make the time to enjoy those or to work on those, nobody will do it for you. It's easy to say, oh, in 5 years, I'll I'll be happy or I'll be successful, but then you never do anything about it, it's not going to magically happen if you don't do actions or not take actions to make that happen. And this is maybe the best and worst thing about this. It's all on us. Like nobody can make time for us. And so it's a good thing because it's in our control. It's a bad thing because we got to do it.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's that. Number 8, get off your high horse. What does that mean? Is that being judgmental, and this is something I was talking recently with a few very smart people, being judgmental is something that to some people comes easily. To me, it comes extremely easily to be judgmental of people. I'm trying very hard to change because I know that that's not going to. Oh, look, it looks like I have a crown.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Wait, screenshot.
Okay. All right. Sorry, going back to whatever I was talking about before you distracted me. Being judgmental, yes. So for me, that comes very easily. I'm working hard on making that not a thing because being judging and like having standards for everybody is not going to do good for anyone, because constantly judging people by your own standard and constantly thinking that you may be better than other people, it's something that you might get from your community, from your society, from your family, from whatever. But it's actually the opposite of being kind and nice, because being kind to people means acknowledging that everybody's starting from a different place and everybody is going through their own journey, and you might be a couple of steps ahead or a couple of steps behind depending on where you're starting or depending on where you're at that particular day or that particular month or that particular year. And so always having the attitude of just judging everybody because is absolutely detrimental to anybody's happiness and success, and even further your own. So get off that high horse, be humble, and try to see things from everybody's perspective instead of just your own. Number 9 is something that I think that if you have joined Monday morning, maybe even just one more time, or like if you have ever heard me or Janine speak about anything, you probably know already. And again, this is not groundbreaking, it's just a very good reminder. Never stop learning. I think that in many societies, or like in many of us, we associate learning with school or reading. And again, if you followed Monday morning motivation for any amount of time, you know that we're a very big proponent of having a growth mindset, which just means learning from anything. Yesterday, I was joining a webinar from John Atzo, who's a coach, and he was talking about how to overcome obstacles. And the idea that he was saying that he never sees obstacles, he only sees opportunities to improve and learn. And that's easier said than done. But the idea is that everything that comes into your path that you can consider an obstacle, you can either consider that an obstacle or an opportunity to learn more. Maybe you can go over it, under it, around it. Maybe you can just take a different path. But that's an opportunity to try and do something else that you've never done before. And that usually means learning. Learning from a book, learning from a course, learning from school, learning from other people, learning from your own experience, learning from your own creativity or like making things up. That's all about trying to find new ways that you can do things. And because, again, that's only on us, that's a good responsibility to have and to be reminded of. Because if you keep learning, then you can keep improving yourself. And we've talked about already a lot of times about doing 1% more every day can have a huge effect on the big picture. So never stop learning is something that I will never be tired of saying. And last but not least, yes, stop comparing yourself to other people. I take this extremely at heart. I think this is a very good advice from people who maybe have done that their whole life and then realize it was not worth it. Comparing yourself is easy these days because of social media, because of how much pressure we have on, being the most successful, being the richest, being the prettiest, being the skinniest, being the whatever. So it doesn't matter. It's so easy for us to compare ourselves to other people. And it comes very, very easy Sorry, I can't move. I have a cat. I don't want to step on the cat.
Please don't step on my cat.
No, I won't. Comparing ourselves to others is so easy because we see others and we see the representations of what they are putting out into the world. We're seeing the outside. Now we're seeing that person has lots of meetings and lots of phone calls, so they must be successful. That person has posted that picture of a fantastic brunch, so they must be very rich and very social, and they will have a fantastic life. Turns out most of the time it's not, because people put out, and especially on social media, people put forward the best version of themselves. And what really goes on inside is a completely different thing. But we're judging other people's outside and we're comparing that with our inside. And that's usually just a terrible idea because it's two things completely different and we never know what people are actually going through. And while we host Monday morning and we do bring on speakers that are inspiring and they can share things with others, the idea is that taking something from others to inspire and to motivate you, it's a one thing, but just comparing for the sake of comparing, or like for always thinking that you're not good enough and that everybody else is so much more successful and happy than yourself, that is just setting yourself up for disappointment and higher standards that you cannot really fulfill because those things are not yours. And so comparing yourself for the sake of it, terrible idea. And I know this is easier said than done, but I think that if we keep telling yourself that, then we might actually have to, learn that day by day.
I mean, that's why we also do not only do trainings, but we do coaching, because coaching, like the approach of coaching, goes back to your individual needs and finding out the tools that work best for you, helping you individually to get to the next step, because your next step, for example, in your career looks different than your neighbors or your classmates or your friends.
Absolutely. Everybody has a different starting point and everybody is at different places in their life. And also that changes day by day. Some days you might feel or be a little bit further ahead. Some days you might have some setbacks, and that's life, the roller coaster of life. But if you keep always like minute by minute, oh, but I'm not as successful as this person, I'm not as rich as this person. Well, it took time for them to get there, whatever they are. And second is that it doesn't necessarily mean that you also have to be like that, because your success, your rich, your better might look different. Janine is taking a picture of me trying to not step on a cat.
I will send a picture later in the MMM group, how it looks like on the floor when Maria and the cat are playing while Maria is presenting.
Yeah, because she's biting my foot. That's what I'm doing. All right, so those were the 10 tips that we found inspiring from people from an older generation, and we wanted to share them with you because, again, nothing new, but something that we all need to be reminded every once in a while.